Hi friends, Marin with IntoMobile here, and we're looking at the Motorola Droid Pro for Verizon. It's an Android handset with a full touchscreen and a physical keyboard, and Motorola is pitching this as the perfect device for a corporate user who wants secure messaging on the go but is tired of the limitations that the BlackBerry OS has. So let's go on a quick hardware tour. As you can see, the 3.1-inch touchscreen takes up most of the face. At 320 by 480, it's not the greatest display I've seen, but it's quick, it's responsive, and it gets the job done. Directly underneath, you have the capacitive 4 standard Android buttons: menu, home, back, and search. So the keyboard is probably the most appealing feature of this device, and it can make or break it. I'm pretty surprised at how much I like it. I don't use physical keyboards anymore. I don't necessarily need them, but this one's pretty good. As you can see, there are these little frets. There are these little frets on there to help you find your way. I have pretty big thumbs, but I had no problems finding which buttons I needed. There's a dedicated microphone button that'll let you do things like Google Voice Search, text-to-speech, and that. I wish there was a dedicated call button, but what can you do? There's also autocorrect software, so you don't have to worry about punctuation or spelling most of the time. And how does this compare to a BlackBerry? Well, I have a Tour here, and as you can see, the Tour has a much larger keyboard and similar frets. I do prefer the BlackBerry keyboard just a little bit, just because it's larger and the travel back on the buttons are a little bit better. But overall, pretty happy with the Droid Pro and its keyboard. Moving forward, as you can see along the perimeter, you have the silver bezel, gives it a nice look, I believe. On top, you have the lock, standard headphone jack. On the right is a mappable button. As the default, it pops over to calendar. Not sure I agree with that, but you can always swap it out. Bottom, you have a microphone, left spine, volume rocker, and the micro USB port. Standard stuff. The back, you have a 5 megapixel camera, dual LED flash. As you can see, there's a little bit of a hump where the camera module is. Let's pop that in. And that's similar to the Droid X. The back, you have a cool design. It's a plastic finish. There's Motorola, Verizon, and Google. So, if you want to take off this back, you can see it's soft plastic. You have the battery here, micro SD card, up to 32 gigabytes, and then you have a SIM card slot. This is Verizon, so they use CDMA in the United States, but this is also a world phone, so you can make calls using this SIM card slot in over 220 countries. Inside, you have a 1 gigahertz processor and all the goodies you'd expect. Wi-Fi, 3G, Bluetooth, all that. I like the way this device feels in my hand a lot. It's not as angular as the original Droids. It's not as big as the Droid X. It's really comfortable in the hand. It's really easy to use with one hand or two. Very much surprising how much I like it, actually. So that's a quick hardware tour. We'll go through the software in a bit and look for a full review soon. Thanks for watching.